The story starts as a soldier of the Imperium picked up a child laying on the ground outside of the snow. Not only does she unfortunately have severe wounds with no proper clothes on her, he patted her head comforting her, as she cried eating the delicious meal he prepared. He exclaims her survival being lucky and going forward she is now safe as she could eat to her heart's content. Although he ponders that a child like her is met with an unfortunate event, being one of the casualties of the war. But it is suddenly revealed that the small frail girl turned out to be the commander of their Imperium platoon. The commander hugged the soldier who saved her tightly, being thankful for his kindness, which resulted in lifting the curse within her. With this she never plans to let him go for the rest of her life. The soldier couldn't believe as he questions her existence inside his room, as he was apparently sleeping next to a child which then suddenly turned into an adult, but none other than the commander of the army. This behavior of the commander was not normal before, as she was labeled to be an unfazed female commander who aren't fazed by death and the splatter of blood in the battlefield. Add to this of rumors floating around as she doesn't behave like a normal human, resulting in people from the Imperium army to label her as a freak. Although all of it was just a rumor, as a certain soldier that saved him is now facing the loving and sweet caring commander. As she hugged him tightly from behind, as she exclaims complimenting his cooking skills which she questions its deliciousness, which she suddenly became naughty, teasing the soldier, as the only thing she craves for is eating him right now. In the past she was looked at by the other soldiers as a freak, only eating rations to fill her stomach. The other soldiers ponders how could she eat the disgusting stuff every time. Rumors spread around her as she killed a monster and ate it raw, making her image look even worse. The reasoning behind her eating of rations before was that due to the curse she was unable to taste anything. But right now she really is grateful to taste his delicious cooking, which upon hearing so, the soldier insists she ate lots from now on as he will pamper him even more. After a short while the commander went back on returning to her duties whilst recovering from her wounds from the battlefield, the soldiers gossip pointing to a mere woman like her being able to come back from the devastation of war, making a mockery of the Imperial army. The soldiers knew all too well that even if they worked together against her, she still remains undefeatable. When they were training, he watches from afar as he couldn't believe that woman would be able to notice him from a distance, smiling and giving a pleasant vibe towards him. Shortly after, the commander was recently hit on by Lord Petrov. Although it's very obvious she doesn't like him nor his approach, he seemingly tried to reach his hands out but is turned down on his advances. The commander ignored him completely and approaches the soldier. She whispered in his ears, insisting that he calls him Sasha. Lord Petrov, on the other hand, speaks ill of the situation, calling himself the great Petrov, going out of his own way to approach her, pointing out that she's a woman without any shred of charm and he shall someday make her understand, showcasing his inferiority complex. Later that day, the commander is troubled as the Imperium soldier calls out to her with her title. She demanded to be called by her nickname, as it's weird enough to add commander for her callouts. On the other hand, the soldier finds her expression cute, exclaiming it's impossible for him to outright not address her status. The next day, once again, Lord Petrov approaches Commander Sasha. His hands reached out to her wrist, making the commander pissed instantly, as he thought this approach of gifting jewelry would make her feel delighted, aiming to alter her ego as it's apparently imbued with a curse by the wizard he hired to make her fall in love with him. His plans ultimately failed as Sasha outright refused his approach, denying any advances he does. Later on, the Imperium soldier heard the news, but he ultimately offered her a ring. He stumbled upon the ring as its color matches Commander Sasha's eye, although he seemingly ponders of getting refused. Sasha ultimately insists of having the ring put on her finger, shocking him as a result. After a few days, Sasha as a commander is obligated to attend a family dinner party by the Petrovs. Sasha is now facing Lord Petrov, although he seemingly plots to enchant her with his voice, aiming to have the target be enchanted even if they have the smallest interest in him. But in reality Sasha is not fond of him nor has any interests but despises him the most. As Sasha wanders into the party she stumbles upon the Imperium soldier. He exclaims of attending due to security reason. He compliments her outfit, making Sasha blush as she would wear her outfit in front of him more often. Later after the party the Imperium soldier is seen held captive by Lord Petrov. The two faced each other insisting that he reveals the commander's weakness. The Imperium soldier held his ground and refused to talk. News suddenly came to the commander Sasha, making her enraged and turned dark upon knowing the hostage situation. Sasha ultimately found Lord Petrov and the soldier down in the basement, shocking them both as he was about to harm the hostage. Lord Petrov questions the guards as a normal shouldn't be able to stand her ground against them. He suddenly met his demise, getting knocked out by the commander. She faced him, making him lose ground. She called out his crimes and unreasonable confinement, but also assault, making sure that he will get the proper punishment, asking him to prepare himself for the worst. Sasha immediately hugged the soldier in comfort, worried sick as she might have been too late. Outside, the commander carried the soldier to safety, surprising the other personnel as the commander is cradling someone, especially with a scary expression. Back at home, Sasha is crying in tears, being comforted by the soldier as he gets treatment. The next few days the commander is being gossiped of carrying a wounded soldier, questioning if the two is in a relationship, although they made accusations that she is probably the one who forced and beat him up to be with him. On the flip side, Commander Sasha is seen still pampering her husband now. The husband wonders if her treatment is a bit exaggerated, although she apologizes, insisting it's necessary to do this. The days goes by without skipping any gossips made about her. They ponder about the paid leave she took. They called out to her monstrous physique as she marched into Lord Petrov's residence unaided, defeating multiple private soldiers without being injured. In hindsight, she tries her best to cook a delicious meal for them. News soon reached the castle as a princess is seen talking about a disgusting man named Lord Petrov trying to defile her big sister Sasha. She immediately ordered the convent to revoke Lord Petrov's authority, although they tried to warn her for the actions as it would put a lot of pressure due to the power struggle. She insisted on helping and taking actions. Back at home, the soldier is worried that a rumor is going around that she is her wife. Lord Sasha doesn't seem bothered as she looks happy hearing this. The princess, on the other hand, heard the news that her sister has a lover who lifted the curse off her. She tried sneaking out, wanting to see it in person, pondering if it's a handsome or brawny guy. Her disguise doesn't seem to much work as her guards wonders what she is up to. Upon arriving at their home, she stumbles upon a sweet but also pleasant scene as Sasha feeds her husband. The princess immediately barges in, questioning their relationship, exclaiming she never got treated like that by Sasha, confusing the soldier as to why the princess is at his home. Sasha doesn't seem bothered and introduces his husband as her wife, confusing the viewers as it seems like the soldier is the wife and not the husband. LOL. The princess seems to not accept this as his beloved big sister is going out with some lowly soldier, being displeased by the fact that her suited partner wasn't what she expected it to be. She immediately ran off, exclaiming to have a duel with the lowly soldier, but also leaving medicinal herbs for him to take care of himself. The princess came back the next day. Their duel started with fighting, which the princess claimed victory after the instant defeat of the soldier. This seemingly may put him in a bad image, but Sasha is thankful as he would go far for him, rubbing her melons towards him.